Uber and Lyft have had these wait and save and priority options for riders for years. So how do they work and who benefits? I think you all know the answer. Let's discuss. So again, when riders open the passenger apps, they'll see these options. On Uber, you'll see the base Uber X. You'll also see a priority option and a wait and save option. And you'll see those same options on Lyft: priority, standard, and wait and save. And you can see on both that with wait and save, you save a couple of dollars over the standard options, and with priority, you spend a couple more dollars over the standard options. So for a while now, I've had some ideas on how it works on the back end for drivers, but I decided to explore it a little bit more, and I actually asked ChatGPT. So with wait and save, it's exactly what you would think it is. Riders get a discounted fare if they choose to wait a few extra minutes instead of being matched instantly. How it works on the back end: the app delays matching the rider with the driver. The system looks for the cheapest available driver, usually one who's headed that way or finishing another ride. And it says it creates efficiency for the platform by filling gaps instead of dispatching the closest driver immediately. How it affects drivers: you may get pinged later than usual, but still be expected to show up quickly. And you don't get paid any extra for helping them save money. Sometimes you'll be sent longer distances with no extra compensation. And in short, riders save a couple bucks and drivers just wait longer and or make less per minute and mile. So this is kind of how I thought it worked, especially for back-to-back rides, which are rides where you're giving your current rider their ride and then you'll receive your next request during that ride. Sometimes I'll start my current ride and I'll be 15 minutes away from that passenger's destination, and then I'll receive a back-to-back request right after I start that ride. That next passenger probably chose wait and save. They're willing to wait 15 minutes in order to save a few dollars. And here in Minnesota now, we're actually paid guaranteed per minute and per mile rates during period 3, so I am always open to these requests and I will accept these requests. But in other markets where you're not paid guaranteed rates, these fares are probably a lot lower than a standard fare. So in the past, I had just gotten into the habit of selecting the stop requests option so I wouldn't receive these back-to-back requests. Now, as far as priority rides, riders pay extra to get a faster pickup, usually by getting assigned to the nearest driver more quickly. How it works on the back end: the system bumps them to the front of the dispatch queue. Drivers closest to the rider are prioritized to minimize wait time. It also says some platforms may hold drivers in a staging zone to give priority riders faster matches. How it affects drivers: you get pinged more quickly, but you don't get any extra of the fare the rider paid. It may lead to more shorter trips or more interruptions depending on dispatch patterns. Riders might think that they're paying more to tip the driver or get better service, but the platform pockets that money. In short, riders pay more, but drivers don't see any of that extra pay. You just get sent quicker or pulled out of position. And one other thing on priority is drivers might be batched based on their acceptance rate. With priority rides, you want to get to the rider as quick as possible. So drivers with those higher acceptance rates probably receive those requests more often because they're accepting those fares right away instead of making those priority riders wait. But overall, ChatGPT just kind of confirmed what I thought about the wait and save and priority options on both Uber and Lyft. It's just another way for Uber and Lyft to play with prices. There's the base option, there's the base Lyft, there's the base Uber X. They don't need to tier those, but they decide to do that. And who knows, maybe that wait and save option was just the base standard fare in years past. You're thinking you're saving money choosing wait and save, and then it's just a way for them to charge more for the base standard fare. And drivers most likely aren't getting paid any more for the priority requests and getting paid even less for those wait and save requests. Again, just another way in the long list of ways on how Uber and Lyft play with their algorithm and have razor-thin margins for drivers while charging the passenger more. But overall, what do you guys think? Do you ever use these options as a rider? Do you ever choose priority? Do you ever choose wait and save? And from a driver's perspective, did you have a pretty good idea on how these work? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you've yet to download the Solo app to help you manage your rideshare business and earn more, our referral link is in the description. We also have a free newsletter, and the link to sign up for that is in the description as well. If you've yet to watch my previous video on the annoying hand-holding messages that Lyft sends out, be sure to check that one out. Thanks again for watching and drive safe.